Hello world, my name is Danominator. Retrospective news. Yes, really, I promise. This is going to be a very quick update video talking about a project that many of you have probably been waiting for updates on for a pretty long time, because as of now it has been about 2 years since the last chapter of the Chibi-Robo Retrospective. So to address the elephant in the room before we even start talking about this, you might notice that things are looking different, perhaps better, sounding better. This has been a very developmental year for Danominator as a whole, and I mean that in the best way. It's not so much like improving little things one at a time. It's more so that we've been improving everything at once. I mean, the audio quality, the camera, all of my equipment I've been upgrading and stuff because I want to make better streams. I want to make better videos. I've always wanted to keep improving what this channel is. And that's kind of the main theme of this whole video update as a whole. I think the Chibi-Robo Retrospective has been kind of lingering in my head for a while without actually going anywhere. And for a while I didn't really know why that is. And I think I have figured it out, but the result of this conundrum I've had kind of going in my head for a while has led me to realize that I need to step back a little bit. Don't worry, I'm not canceling the project. It's not going anywhere. If there's one thing to know about me, it's that I do not give up easily, even though I may take a long time to finish something. I always do, and that's because the retrospective is one of those passions of mine that just means so much to me. Chibi-Robo has become extremely important to me over the past multiple years that I have known this franchise and its games, and it's gotten even more important to me ever since I've met the communities, played more of the games themselves. I now have pretty extensive knowledge of the entire series and its backstories and history and stuff. It's a big deal to me. If you couldn't tell that already, then I hope you will understand after this project update why it matters so much to me. I'm pretty happy with the first chapter. I feel like the prologue and beta episode went over really well. A lot of people enjoyed it and a lot of people saw it. And for a guy like me, like starting out on YouTube, that's a big deal. For anything to gain any kind of traction is, kind of like a little serotonin in your blood going like, ooh. But it's not just that. It's the fact that people saw something I made and they liked it. And I mean, I liked it too. I think that I had a very good vision in mind when I created that video. I had planned so much of it in advance, which I usually never do, granted. Back in the early days of my YouTube career, I basically just kind of did stuff. But this thing, I've been planning out for ages. Like, I know all of the writing I want to do for the most part. I have a pretty good understanding of how I feel about most of the games. And I even know all of the little points I want to address and even how it ends. It's all been carefully planned out over the past, I want to say, close to 3 to 4 years now. But this is the problem. The thing about this retrospective is that it's become one of those projects in my head, and maybe you guys understand where I'm coming from when I talk about it. It's gotten a little too big. This is my issue. I am a dreamer, an imaginator. I love having ideas and writing them down and creating these great little project ideas in my head. And the issue is once they get super big and I have all these plans laid out for me, like, oh, I'm gonna do this and then that part's gonna happen. Oh, everybody's gonna love this bit. Suddenly it takes me a very long time to actually execute the project itself because I'm kind of afraid of my own creation and how long it will take to finish. Apparently there is something like this called task paralysis. I'm not going to diagnose myself. I'm not a medical professional. But I don't know, having a genuine term for something like that, I'm not gonna say it perfectly describes me, but I can think of a few times where I have probably had it. And I think that is kind of what has kept me from working on more episodes of the retrospective as quickly as I would like to. Oh, don't get me wrong, I have made progress, but it has been so incrementally slow that you would barely be able to tell I've worked on it. Now, I know most people at this point on my channel, we are a 500 plus subscriber channel, I still cannot believe that. Most people did not subscribe to Danominator because of this retrospective. Most people are here because of streaming, actually, which is wild to me. I am very happy to have you all here. Thank you very much for the support. But the other thing about that is a lot of people are here from streaming or recent videos I've made, and they are supporting me. Monetarily. I've already kind of explained why that is such a big deal to me and why, you know, in my head it's just like, ooh, I don't know how I feel about opening myself up to that kind of thing. But you guys have been incredibly generous to me, and I'm still kind of processing in my head that, like, you guys genuinely like to support the things I do, and I am, like, in awe watching this all happen. You guys are the reason that I have this microphone, that I have this new camera setup. The fact that I am closer than ever to replacing this laptop with a full-size gaming PC. We have 3 out of 4 of the major components already in my house. That's what I can't get over that. And I am so happy that people like the things I do so much that they want to help make this dream of mine a thing. There are better YouTubers out there than me, like a lot. And I cannot believe that I am considered by any number of people worth supporting financially. And again, this is just how my head works, where it's just kind of like, okay, this is happening now. But I really am glad I did open myself up to it, because it's made so many impossible things possible. With all that said, I don't feel good about knowing that some of those supporters are fans of the Chibi-Robo Retrospective, because it means that they are basically supporting me and I am giving very little back outside of streams, stream highlights, you know, giving Plasmaster rewards for doing the stream highlight work. I am glad that I'm able to do all that, but the Chibi-Robo Retrospective was always one of the most important building blocks of this channel to me. And I think I've put myself in that position a little bit where I am almost afraid to work on it, because something has been nagging at me about this project for about 2 years now. It's the Plug Into Adventure episode. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I just have too many problems with it. Now, I know in the whole vein of me just talking about moving forward, you know, pushing ahead with all of these improvements and updates and new equipment, it might seem like I'm being a little backwards, but here's the thing. The Plug Into Adventure episode was never made with perfect precision or performance on my part. I was kind of really sick when I was recording the gameplay footage for this game, and I still have all of it, so I won't have to like do a crazy amount with that. But the problem with this video in particular is I feel like it doesn't represent the current quality I'm striving for with Danominator. I think the first beta episode still kind of does. I don't think there's much I would change about it. Even if there was, I think I can still say I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the prologue, I'm proud of the beta talk, and I'm proud of the research that went into it. Plug Into Adventure, you know what? I don't hate the video, and I don't think that everything about it is bad per se or low quality. But there's another problem that I realized, and that is the fact that a lot of Denominator projects you have seen in the past 5 years have been exported at the wrong frame rate. And it is driving me nuts. I understand that for the most part, people will never notice it. It's off by like a decimal, and that is not a big deal to most people, but to me, it is eating me up inside. There was always this plan for me to eventually re-export all the retrospective episodes when they're done and make them into one big video for people who just want to watch the whole thing in one go. The thing about that is, I feel like if I try to include the beta episode, Chapter 2 of Plug Into Adventure, and all of the other stuff I'm going to do in the future now, I think that Plug Into Adventure would look the most odd one out, if that makes any sense. And the quality of it, some of the writing, my camera footage is horrible. I cannot believe I exported it the way I did. But I have to admit, the way that I was feeling when I was sick and still working on it because I just really wanted to get it done, I think I rushed it a little bit because even though it had been some months since the beta episode, I still think that I was managing to rush it out because I just wanted to move on. And that's not the right mindset when you have a passion project you're working on. You know, you want to be passionate about it. So I think this is important to me. I think this is something I need to do. And I do think it is with good intentions that I say, I need to remake the Plug Into Adventure episode. This is good news because I am going to change a lot of things about it. I want to make some new notes, and I want to record a vast majority of my voice lines, but I can still keep the general flow and editing of the video. I don't need to change too much about the recordings or gameplay. I think for the most part, it's pretty solid. So it's not like I'm having to start it from scratch. It's almost like making a 2.0 of sorts, just so that I can say, I made that quality video and I'm happy with how it turned out, especially in comparison to my future work and how I want it to all look a little more consistent. I did not make this decision lightly, guys. I've been working and talking about this to a few people for a bit now because I don't like making junk, especially when it's a project I've been anticipating finishing for years now. But I think in order for me to truly move forward, I need to take this step back. And I don't know when I'm going to finish this. It could be in the next couple weeks. It could be longer. And I don't feel good about that. But at the same time, I think if I keep just being in this mindset, I will never finish the retrospective at all. And I would never feel good about that because I know how many Chibi-Robo fans have watched this channel specifically for the Chibi-Robo stuff. A lot of my videos have something to do with Chibi-Robo because I love this franchise. I love this stupid little guy. He means a lot to me, and everything his games stand for and what they do, how they play with the expectations of the player. I feel like Chibi-Robo has become such an important part of this channel that if I let the retrospective go half-baked and just kind of finish the rest of it pretending it was all fine, I would drive myself nuts. So I'm not going to. I'm going to fix this. And I think once I do, it'll give me a much better sense of the future and how I can keep improving these videos while also keeping them more consistent. I recently have noticed like how bad my old camera is, and the microphone on it recently kind of broke. So for the past couple of months, I've been figuring out how to upgrade my equipment and improve the quality of everything. You might have seen it, some of it, in the Frame Raider collab that I had recently. I was pretty happy with that footage. I'm pretty happy with how this setup looks. I think it has decent staging, and I love showing my games up here. You know, that's the YouTuber gamer thing. But the other thing to me is that I think this is a good time. This channel is becoming something bigger with you guys. It means a lot to me. I feel extremely blessed as some rando out on the internet to have a following of any kind. And I know a lot of them are not here because of Chibi-Robo, and perhaps getting back into the retrospective, getting it rolling again, could actually push a few people away, which, you know, it happens. But I do still think it is worth it because it gives more people a chance to see what I want this channel to be about. Games. Games people have not played or haven't heard of in a long time. Stuff that people don't think of often. I think that I can provide unique opinions and experiences, and you know, that's why we do this whole YouTube thing to begin with, right? So now that I have been in a better headspace, I have a stable job, and I am still making enough from these streams and donations, which so kind of you guys. I never know how to thank you all enough. I think that this is a good time for me to give back a little bit to my fans, the Chibi-Robo community, and of course, all of Discord and YouTube by just making this thing a little better. And again, if you have seen the original video, not a crazy amount is gonna change, but I think it'll be different enough where I'd encourage you all to watch it when I do have it done. That is the entirety of this update. I really don't have updates on other projects to share right now because I think this is something I need to do first. There will be other videos and stream highlights in the meantime, but please look forward to more news and updates on this on the community tab on my page, just so you can see what I'm doing and how far it's coming along. I'd like to be more transparent about the progress that I make on these projects from now on, so you guys know exactly what I'm doing, and so my supporters have a reason to go, oh, okay, that's what Dan's been doing. He isn't just sitting around waiting for something to happen. I am hard at work to make Danominator better than it has ever been. This year itself has been so remotivating and revitalizing for me when I see that people love what I do and they want to see more of it. So I think with the streaming part of Danominator becoming so solid now, I think I'm ready to show the quality that I can make in my videos again. Let's work together on this. Please tell me if there's anything you've noticed in the retrospective or any of my work that you want to see improved. Anything at all. Just drop a comment here. Let me know what I can do to make things better, because I want to give back to you guys for all your patience, support, and time. Every bit of that means the universe to me. And for those of you who have been here so consistently the past year, and even since I started this channel, you know who you are. Thank you. I don't deserve anything you guys have given me, but I'm at least determined to give it back. Thank you for watching this little update. I hope you're looking forward to the remake of the Plug Into Adventure episode of the Chibi-Robo Retrospective. And until next time, this is Danominator signing off. See you later, Ominators. Until next official video.